Good afternoon and welcome to another episode of Titan PI TV, where we're looking at the inside workings of a live operational investigation agency, that being here, Titan in Derby. Today we're going to be looking at how to pass a lie detector test. A commonly Googled question and a question that we want to cover today. So we offer at Titan truth validation or lie detection tests. We offer the EyeDetect by Converus, which has superseded the traditional polygraph test. The reason for this is the EyeDetect is less intrusive. It doesn't measure 7 sensory areas whilst you're wired up to the equipment. It's more mobile. It only takes 30 minutes as opposed to 2 3/4 hours at a minimum to be recognised by the British and American Polygraph Association. It's cheaper, so it's £480 instead of £700, and the results are instant as they are with the polygraph test. So the Lie Detect test with Converus, the EyeDetect, it effectively measures one sensory area in your body, and that is pupil dilation. Very, very accurate cameras that measure the smallest amount of movement. So you're able to ask 3 questions. The type of clients we have are either corporate clients or private clients. So if it's a corporate client, for example, it could be a situation where there's been an internal theft. There are 7 suspects. We could potentially test all 7 suspects in one day due to it only taking 30 minutes per test. That wouldn't be possible with polygraph. There would then be accommodation overnight potentially and a further day worth of fees. So the EyeDetect is better in that respect because you can get through more people. In regards to a private client, it might be, for example, a matrimonial investigation where both parties are being sitting a lie detector test, or maybe just one who is under the spotlight. And you can ask 3 questions. So a matrimonial investigation, for example, might be the first 2 questions could be: have you had sexual contact with anyone other than your partner since you've been married, or have you had sexual intercourse with any other person other than your partner since you've been married? You can then have a more specific question in there if there's something specific that you want, such as we had one recently. Whilst you went to Ibiza in 2023, did you have contact with anybody in an inappropriate way? Or something around that, so you can have an extra question which is specific. So it's 3 questions. You are then given a number of statements which the subject, the person sitting the test, answers true or false to. There are questions in there which test your lie response. So it wants to know what your responses are when you lie. So there are questions which it will ask you to lie to. They are very simple questions, and it's very obvious when it's asking you to lie. So is it possible to beat a lie detector test, to pass it if you're lying? The straight answer is no. I have 100% faith in the equipment. Although the accuracy rate is documented at 92 to 96%, this is due to limitations that have to be built in to lower it. I personally think it's 100%. I do one of these tests every morning when I come into the office. I'm familiar with that equipment. I'm relaxed and I know what I'm doing. I cannot beat it. It knows I'm lying every single time. The equipment has never given us a false failure. So if someone is telling the truth, it will not fail them. It is 100%. So in November 2023, we performed 10 EyeDetect, lie detector or truth validation tests. 8 of the individuals who sat these tests were lying, which amazes me that someone is willing to spend £480, whether they're pressured by a partner or they're pressured by a company to come. The lie detection equipment, the EyeDetect, will know whether you're lying. So I would certainly recommend that if you're not telling the truth, you will not beat it. So let's have a quick look at the equipment and we'll go from there. So this is the EyeDetect by Converus. Really mobile, like I said earlier. Main computer, chin mount if required. You've got a keyboard, monitor, and a mouse. This is the clever bit here. These are the cameras, so you don't really notice them. So when I mentioned earlier about the 7 sensory areas of a person being wired up to the polygraph, you'll have mounts and all sorts of straps on you, monitoring you, you're nervous straight away. All the person has to do is read the comments, stroke statements that they have to answer true or false to on this screen. And these are quite nicely, they're not in your face, they're fairly covert. It's just a camera, it's a board of cameras there that are just monitoring all of your pupils. So we set the subject up 60 centimetres from the screen, from the monitor, from these cameras. Ideally you want a chair which has got a back on it, but if we turn up and, for example, there's only stools available, that's when we might use the chin mount so that you're not moving back and forwards throughout the test. We set you up at the 60 centimetre stage, and you can just continue by using that, so you're not going to be moving out, so it out of range from the cameras. So it's dead simple, really simple. We have got another episode which is purely on the lie detector, which shows you me doing a test. So it might be worth watching this. But this is nothing to be worried about. It's not like a polygraph scratching away. You're not strapped up. You're just reading comments, stroke statements on a screen, and you're answering true or false on here. And you can't beat it. So thank you for listening to another episode of Titan PI TV. I'm your host and Managing Director of Titan Private Investigation, Simon Henson. Please give us a thumbs up as always, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss further episodes. Till next time, thanks for listening.